Good morning. Today is July 6, 2025. We're closely monitoring a developing weather situation that could impact the southeastern United States. Our team of meteorologists is working around the clock to bring you the latest information and keep you informed about potential hazards. We're tracking Tropical Storm Chantal, a system that has formed in the Atlantic and is currently posing a threat to coastal communities. We'll be providing you with real-time updates on its location, intensity, and projected path. Our priority is to ensure you have the knowledge you need to stay safe. Chantal is the third named storm of what is shaping up to be a very active Atlantic hurricane season. This early activity is a reminder of the importance of preparedness and vigilance during these months. We've already seen several systems develop, and Chantal highlights the need to stay informed. Chantal formed off the southeastern U.S. coast, gaining strength over warm waters before organizing into a tropical storm. The conditions in the Atlantic are conducive to storm development, and we're watching closely to see how Chantal evolves. The storm is now located approximately 95 miles southeast of Charleston, South Carolina, a popular coastal city. Residents in and around Charleston should pay close attention to the latest forecasts and advisories. Chantal is currently moving north at a speed of 7 miles per hour. This relatively slow pace is a key factor in determining the potential impacts, as it allows the storm to linger over affected areas for a longer duration. This slow pace means prolonged heavy rain is expected across coastal regions, increasing the risk of flooding and potential damage. The extended rainfall can overwhelm drainage systems and lead to significant water accumulation. In addition to the rain, coastal communities will experience sustained winds, which could cause power outages and structural damage. It's important to secure loose objects and be prepared for potential disruptions. The maximum sustained winds associated with Tropical Storm Chantal are currently at 45 miles per hour. While this is below hurricane strength, these winds can still pose a significant threat. There is a possibility of slight strengthening as the storm continues to move northward. We are closely monitoring the conditions and will provide updates if the forecast changes. Current projections indicate that Chantal is likely to make landfall between Charleston, South Carolina, and Cape Fear, North Carolina, early Sunday morning. This is a wide stretch of coastline, and residents throughout this area should be prepared. Residents along the Carolina coast should finalize their preparations now. Time is of the essence to ensure your safety and protect your property. Remember that tropical storms can bring dangerous winds, capable of downing trees and causing damage to homes and businesses. Secure any loose outdoor items that could become projectiles. Flooding is a significant concern with this storm, especially in low-lying areas and places with poor drainage. Be prepared for potential road closures and avoid driving through flooded areas. Storm surge is also a threat, particularly during high tide. This can cause significant coastal inundation and damage to property near the shoreline. The main threats from Chantal include rough seas, making boating and swimming extremely dangerous. Dangerous surf conditions are expected along the coast, with strong rip currents and large waves. Stay out of the water and heed all warnings from local authorities. We anticipate significant rainfall, which will likely lead to flooding in low-lying areas. Be aware of your surroundings and avoid areas prone to flooding. The slow movement of the storm means extended impacts are likely, with prolonged periods of rain and wind affecting the region. Expect downed trees due to saturated ground, making them more susceptible to falling in the wind. Be cautious when traveling and report any downed power lines. This saturation will also lead to an increased flooding risk, so stay informed about flood warnings in your area and be prepared to take action if necessary. We will continue to provide you with the latest updates as Tropical Storm Chantal approaches the Carolinas. Stay safe, stay informed, and be prepared. A tropical storm warning is officially in effect. This designation signifies that tropical storm conditions, including sustained winds between 39 and 73 miles per hour, are expected to impact the specified areas. It's a call to action, urging residents and visitors to take immediate precautions to protect life and property. The warning stretches along the coastline from the South Santee River in South Carolina, all the way up to Surf City, North Carolina. This encompasses a significant portion of the Carolinas coastline, making it imperative for everyone within this zone to stay informed and prepared. This area, under the tropical storm warning, covers a densely populated stretch of coastline, home to numerous communities and popular tourist destinations. The concentration of people and infrastructure in this region amplifies the potential impact of the storm, making preparedness all the more critical. This means tropical storm conditions are expected within 24 hours. The National Weather Service has issued this warning based on the projected path and intensity of the storm, indicating that the affected areas will likely experience strong winds, heavy rainfall, and potential flooding. These conditions are likely starting early Sunday. Residents should anticipate the onset of deteriorating weather conditions as early as Sunday morning, with the potential for the storm to intensify throughout the day. It's crucial to complete all preparations well before the storm arrives. Specifically, New Hanover, Brunswick, and Pender counties in North Carolina are under warning. These counties are particularly vulnerable due to their coastal location and low-lying areas. Residents of these counties should pay close attention to local news and weather updates. This includes towns like Holden Beach, a popular destination known for its beautiful beaches and family-friendly atmosphere, Carolina Beach, and Wilmington, a historic port city with a vibrant downtown area. These communities are all directly in the path of the storm and face a significant threat from high winds and potential flooding. Residents in low-lying and barrier island areas, which are particularly susceptible to storm surge and flooding, face the highest flood risk. Evacuation orders may be issued for these areas, and residents should be prepared to leave at a moment's notice. It is essential to follow local emergency guidance and prepare now. This includes stocking up on essential supplies, securing your home, and developing a family communication plan. Remember, impacts will extend beyond the immediate coast. The effects of the storm will be felt far inland, potentially affecting communities that are not directly on the shoreline. Expect heavy rain and gusty winds, which could affect inland communities as well. These areas may experience flooding, downed trees, and power outages, even if they are not directly hit by the strongest winds. Therefore, prepare for power outages, flooding, and hazardous roads. Driving conditions may become treacherous due to heavy rain and standing water. Secure outdoor items that could become projectiles in high winds, and review your family's safety plan. Make sure everyone knows what to do in case of an emergency. The window for preparation is closing fast. Time is of the essence and every minute counts. Finish all storm preparations before conditions deteriorate. Once the storm arrives, it will be too late to take action. Your safety and well-being depend on being prepared now. Chantal's sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, possibly higher at landfall, can cause widespread power outages and property damage. Winds in the 40-50 miles per hour range can topple weak trees, down power lines, and turn unsecured objects into projectiles. Higher gusts and squalls may peel shingles, damage siding, and snap branches. Driving will be hazardous, especially for high-profile vehicles. Avoid travel once tropical storm conditions begin. Secure outdoor items, close shutters or board up windows, and park vehicles away from large trees. Charge devices and gather flashlights and batteries in case of outages. Simple preparations now can make a big difference during the storm. Take the wind threat seriously and act before conditions worsen. Storm surge is a major threat, a silent and often underestimated danger that accompanies powerful coastal storms. It's not just about the wind, it's about the water and the sheer force it can unleash. This phenomenon can rapidly transform familiar landscapes into hazardous zones, catching communities off guard with its swift and devastating impact. With Tropical Storm Chantal approaching, forecasts indicate a potential storm surge of 1-3 feet above normal tides. This might not sound like much, but even a small increase in water level can have significant consequences, especially in low-lying coastal areas. These predictions are crucial for residents to understand the potential risks and prepare accordingly. The area most at risk extends from the South Santee River to Surf City, encompassing a large stretch of the coastline. This region is particularly vulnerable due to its geography, which includes numerous inlets, estuaries, and low-elevation areas that are easily flooded by even minor storm surges. Even a few feet of water can flood homes, causing extensive damage to property and personal belongings. The force of the water can also compromise the structural integrity of buildings, making them unsafe for habitation. It's not just about the water inside the house, it's about the potential for long-term damage and displacement. Storm surge can also erode beaches, stripping away protective sand dunes and leaving coastal communities more vulnerable to future storms. This erosion not only damages recreational areas, but also reduces the natural defenses against wave action and flooding. In severe cases, storm surge can cut off barrier islands, isolating coastal communities and making evacuation difficult or impossible. These islands, often the first line of defense against storms, can become completely surrounded by floodwaters, leaving residents stranded and dependent on emergency services. Popular destinations like Carolina Beach and Holden Beach are particularly susceptible to this risk. Their low elevation and exposed location make them prime targets for storm surge, highlighting the need for residents and visitors to be especially vigilant during storm events. Surge will be worst if it coincides with high tide, creating a double whammy effect that significantly amplifies the potential for coastal flooding. When the peak of the storm surge aligns with the natural high tide, the water levels can reach extraordinary heights, inundating areas that would normally be safe. This combination dramatically amplifying coastal flooding, pushing water further inland and increasing the severity of the impact. It's a critical factor to consider when assessing the overall risk and planning for potential evacuations. Roads near the coast and tidal inlets may become impassable, quickly submerged by rising waters, cutting off access to and from affected areas. This can hinder evacuation efforts and delay the arrival of emergency responders, making it crucial to heed warnings and evacuate early. Therefore, be ready to move to higher ground if advised. Don't hesitate or delay. Your safety depends on taking prompt action when evacuation orders are issued. Familiarize yourself with evacuation routes and have a plan in place before the storm arrives. Surge can also push water up rivers and creeks, extending the reach of flooding far beyond the immediate coastline. This phenomenon can cause significant damage to inland communities that may not typically be considered at high risk from coastal storms. This results in unexpected inland flooding, catching residents off guard and causing widespread damage to homes, businesses, and infrastructure. It's a reminder that the effects of storm surge can be felt far inland, even in areas seemingly protected from the direct impact of the storm. Know your elevation and proximity to water. Understand your vulnerability by checking flood zone maps and assessing your property's elevation relative to sea level. This information is crucial for making informed decisions about whether to evacuate or take other protective measures. Therefore, don't underestimate the risk. Storm surge is a powerful and unpredictable force that can cause widespread devastation. Taking it seriously and preparing accordingly is essential for protecting yourself, your family, and your property. Follow evacuation orders and stay alert for rising water. Monitor local news and weather reports for the latest updates and warnings. Be prepared to evacuate quickly if necessary, and never drive through flooded areas. Storm surge is life-threatening, a force of nature that should never be taken lightly. The power of the water can easily overwhelm even the strongest swimmers, and the debris carried by the surge can cause serious injuries or death. So, take action if you're in a vulnerable area. Evacuate when told to do so, and do not return until authorities say it is safe. Your life may depend on it. Remember, preparation and awareness are your best defenses against the dangers of storm surge. Chantal's slow movement means 2–4 inches of rain, with up to 6 inches possible in some areas, enough to trigger flash flooding. Urban and low-lying areas are especially at risk as drainage systems become overwhelmed. Flood watches are in effect. Never drive through flooded roads. Just a foot of water can float a car. Streams and rivers will rise quickly. Monitor water levels and be ready to move if needed. Prepare your home. Clear gutters and direct water away from your foundation. Turn around. Don't drown. Find alternate routes and avoid unnecessary risks. Even areas that rarely flood could see problems due to the volume of rain. Have a plan and be ready to act if flooding threatens your area. Chantal is already generating dangerous rip currents and rough surf along the southeast coast, especially in Georgia and the Carolinas. These currents will persist for days, even after the storm moves inland. Rip currents can pull even strong swimmers out to sea. Stay out of the water until conditions improve. Red flags mean the ocean is closed to swimming. Heed all warnings. Large waves can sweep people off their feet. Even wading is risky. If you see someone caught in a rip current, call 911 and throw a flotation device. Don't attempt to rescue yourself. If caught in a rip current, swim parallel to shore to escape. Prevention is best. Stay away from the ocean until officials say it's safe. Authorities urge everyone in the warning area to finish preparations now. Tropical storm conditions are expected, not just possible. Secure your home, bring in outdoor items, and have your disaster kit ready. Some areas may see road closures or evacuation recommendations. Follow all local instructions. Avoid travel once the storm hits. High winds and flooding make roads dangerous. Shelter in a secure interior room away from windows during the worst conditions. Listen to official sources for updates. Ignore rumors and stick to trusted information. This is not a hurricane, but it's still a dangerous storm. Take it seriously. Preparedness and caution are your best protection. Build your emergency kit. Food and water medications, flashlight and batteries, and a weather radio for at least 3 days. Secure your property. Bring in loose items, close shutters or board windows, and clear gutters. Charge all devices and know how to open your garage manually if the power goes out. Set your fridge and freezer to the coldest settings and fill your gas tank. Create a family communication plan and designate a meeting place and out-of-state contact. Make sure everyone knows the plan, including children. Discussing these steps now reduces anxiety and confusion during the storm. Your safety is the top priority. Prepare now to protect it. Chantal's forecast can change quickly. Stay updated with the National Hurricane Center and local weather offices. Use multiple ways to get alerts. NOAA, weather radio, local news, and official social media. Check for updates before making safety decisions, especially about travel or evacuation. The storm's slow pace means impacts will last for hours. Monitor conditions closely. Follow local officials for the latest on road closures, evacuations, and shelters. Share official information with neighbors, especially those who may not have access. Community support is vital. Check on each other before and after the storm. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe as we continue to provide updates on Chantal.